Hello, hello. Welcome to today and new classes. Yes, yes. Let's tune in to the frequencies of the day and see what comes up for us today to consider, to marinate on, to mix, stir, examine. Yes. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. If we have to. Yes. The Ripper is en route. Okay. We've got togetherness. Beautiful. Gemini action. Twins. Okay, one second. Okay. The sun is resting. The sun is resting. Okay. Togetherness. Being amongst others. Feeling the love. Being the other for someone else. Being supportive. Going the extra mile. A togetherness, a wholeness, a balance. Yes, I want to say balance. Two wings, right? On the same bird. Helps the bird to get places. If it only had one wing, right? It'd have a heck of a time. Okay, let's see what the Aksharians want to add to this. Oh. It is contact? Maybe. Maybe it is contact. Maybe, yes, contact. The energy of contact allows you to know that all doors to your inner source will open when you surrender and, like water, go with the flow. Yes, we reach a balanced state within and we flow. This is the way to go. This is what we are embracing, right? Yesterday's was embracing the new way of living, being, moving, considering. Beautiful. We're all in line right now. Lagoos, okay? Yes, gorgeous. Lagoos flow, memory, dreams, the unconscious, fate, and karma. Lagoos reminds you that on life's journey, not all can be controlled, and change is the only constant. This rune is powerful in the way water is powerful, fluid, and ever-changing. It calls you to release the struggle and go with the flow. Spend time in meditation and allow your deeper intuitive state to speak and guide you, to contact you, right? Yes. Yes. This is a non resistant flow state. This is moving through our day to day lives, not pushing up against any of the rough edges that come up, allowing them to happen and carrying on, right? Moving through, beyond. This helps to maintain your emotional regularity. You're not flip flopping, jumping up and down or left and right, freaking out about all of the things, right? You're just like, okay, that happened. Next, right? Moving on. The chariot wanted to come out, okay, and it's got transformation underneath it or behind it. So this is giving me that sense of your transformation propelling you into new timelines. And this is exactly what happens, right? We want to flow there. We don't want to get tossed out on our ear. Get tossed out on our ear. So it's interesting because after yesterday's reading, there was a thing that came up about testing the universe. You're like, I'm good. I can maintain my flow state. And the universe is like, can you? Okay, well, here, let me test that. Let's test that. And so they throw stuff at you. Well, it was my birthday yesterday, so I made myself this chocolate mousse cake with like this jelly raspberry layer and sponge cake hidden inside of the mousse. Anyways, it was this whole thing, but I had to freeze it and then glaze it. But it was too late last night. It had to freeze for like 4 to 6 hours. So I just left it. And in the morning, I glazed it before I went to work. And I was about 5 minutes behind. So I'm getting ready to go. I've got my egg on toast. I did 2 so that I would last longer before I needed to eat throughout the day. I had my tea tucked in my arm. I had my bag. I was trying to carry everything in one go out the door, right? As I'm closing the door to shut it, my egg flops off and I try to catch it as it's falling and it lands right on my doormat on the outside. And I'm like, damn it. And so I bend over to go pick it up. And my tea starts overflowing or spilling all over me. And it's hot and it's on my hand. And I'm like, damn it. I got it on video actually because my camera, I have a door cam. But you just see my egg flopping and you can hear me swearing. And these things, and I was just like, in the moment, I'm like, shit, damn it, no, right? But these are the uncontrollable. These are the things that just happen, right? And instead of wallowing in it, you just observe. And to become the observer is to be one in the flow state. So you're moving and you're observing the things that are showing up in your field because there's an understanding, right? We sow the seeds in the now, and then we also receive the blooms of those seeds in the now. And not all those seeds are blooms. Some of them are weeds, right? Because we're still learning, we're still engaging, we're still in this balancing world where there are both sides to the same coin, right? And so, point of focus. Okay, that happened. But then when I got in my vehicle, my son called me to wish me happy birthday, and we chatted my whole way to work, right? And so I focused on that instead of the kerfunkel. Okay. And this is your superpower, your ability to take whatever's happening in your world and let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. And quickly move on to something else that feels better. Okay. Yes. This isn't about avoidance. This is about discrimination. Gotcha, spirit. Right? We know the difference, and we are choosing our preference. But it's more than that, right? We are consumers. We are receivers. And so mindful consumption, right? You're not going to put muddy water into your vehicle and expect to drive. You are discriminating against or you are discriminating on what you fill your vessel with. Okay, we got the Four of Swords. Okay, this is the honoring of the old, the taking the time out to rest, to rejuvenate after many releases, after transformation, even, right? We've got an honoring situation, honoring of self, past versions of self, past people, even. You know, you can love someone from afar, right? Wish them well, but recognize a divergence of pathways right now. It doesn't have to be forever, but we can also honor those relationships, honor those versions of self, right? That we have released, that we have let go of. The fact that they contributed to our growth and our expansion, got us where we are. Yes, all very important. Okay, the Chariot really wanted to come out today. Okay, and this makes sense because we are realigning, in a state of realignment. I think that's the way. I think that's the new way. It's like rowing a boat, right? You're going straight, but sometimes you have to row on the left or the right, and sometimes you have to row on the left. And a good balance keeps you heading in the direction that you want to go. Something about that. Okay. Something about that. Let your own intuition and what percolates for you for that. Okay. We've got your mind and your words, your belief systems, your thoughts and your words in line. And this manifesting, this holding power, right? Even in this card here, got all these bubbles swirling around. This is potential. This is like atoms organizing, pulling together, right? This is what I mean by the timelines shifting. It's like enough of those atoms collect enough of the cooperative components combine, and then it starts to take shape and form in the physical. Beautiful. This is why we connect, right? This is why we have that connection with our higher self. This is why we trust the nudges and the flow. The flow. And flow can look many different ways. I'm seeing flowing in a way where you're going and you are like, maybe I'll go this way. But then there are things that trip up, right? Things that, like a stop sign or a block sign, something, right? And take that as a, maybe we adjust and instead go this way, right? And we find the path of least resistance. We find the way that seems to be unblocked. Unblocked. Yes. And this could be just a stop and a check-in, right? My situation that happened, I fell out of awareness and got into rush mode. I gotta do. And so I tried to do too much. And I ended up taking even longer. If I would have just been like, okay, and made 2 trips, right? It would have been taken less time with less casualty, right? Okay, in the long run. That was that hectic, forcey energy. We want to tap into ease and flow. Yes, ease and flow. Like a lagoose. And you are more likely to get there when you are connected. There is that surrender within the connection, the allowing, the receiving, the accepting, right? Okay. Who else wants to come out? Oh, it's only the sun. Beautiful. Yes, the sun is the brightest circle I know, shining its light on the people below. Okay, and there's your balance. There is your balance. Heading to the sun. The sun represents success, victory. Yes, right? Life-giving, rejuvenating, rising, courage, masculine energy, right? Action and abundance, life-giving. But right in the card are the balance of your light and your shadow, right? Your right, left and your right. Your togetherness within, your balance. Beautiful. Yes. And look at this beautifulness too, right? The figures. And that is a sun, also empowered by the sun. Beautiful. Yes. Gorgeous. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine. Okay. So, yes, our ability to transmute whatever comes our way. This is the thing, right? People are like thinking that enlightenment, getting to this stage where you can ease and flow, where you can transmute, right? That you'll get to a point where you never have to engage in adversity. But adversity is part of this realm. And so it's about building the muscles, the fluidity to move through, right? This is what Spirit has been highlighting for me in the last few weeks, days, especially with the me being locked out of my vehicle, closing the door and locking myself out of my vehicle at the gas station. And I ended up having to stay there for an hour, right? But I remained open. I remained non-resistant to what was happening. And there were so many beautiful moments all scattered within. So this seemingly adverse situation had meaning, had purpose, right? And so part of your transmutation ability is being able to mine the gold, right? Adversity will always be, because it's about balance. We live in this world, and this world has dichotomies. And so movement within the world is an understanding, and also a quick turnaround. Yes, I dropped my toast. Yes, I dropped my breakfast and spilled hot tea all over me. But I also got to chat with my son and spend the day creating joy, right? And if that trade-off, if adversity becomes a sacrifice, a offering for all the beautiful gem things, then is it kind of worth it, right? Yes, I'd say it is. As long as we can get there, right? As long as we can quickly move. This is the emotional regularity, right? You're no longer being tripped up. Your nervous system is no longer responding, reacting to adversity. You are now the magician being like, okay, well, if that happened, where's the counterpoint, right? Look at this. Look at this. Okay, this is how you get here. This isn't like a bibbidi bobbidi boom and now you're in a world above this world where, you know, there are no rough edges. This is about living amongst the roughage and using it to move forward, to expand, to grow. I was shown a match, right? Needs the friction to ignite. But then potential, possibility, right? You can, burn something down, or you can feed your family, cook on, right? It's your choice. What do you do with it? But you need that friction in order to create the fire, something like that. Okay. I got a lot of imagery and analogies. All of them. I got all of them in my brain. Okay. Okay, so that's beautiful. Yes, we're going to get there. We're going to bring it here where we're at. That's the thing, right? It starts with you, and then it starts to manifest and manifest in your external world. These are the waves. Those moments out of your control. It's also a kind of accountability, right? Everything that shows up in your path are a result of choices that you made in the past. And so by allowing them to be, without picking it up, without being like, look at this thing that made me feel bad, and every time I'm going to point and talk about it and look at it, I'm going to feel that way again. This is how we have a disruptive nervous system, right? This is how we fuel the dysregulatedness within, right? But when we can be like, okay, yep, that happened. All right. Right? Nervous system, calm, peace. This is how we create peace, love, joy, harmony in our world, because we are able to engage with the things as they arrive, not be so distracted by this other thing that sucks and makes us feel bad. And we don't see all this other stuff that we could be focusing on instead, right? This is the alchemy. This is the alchemy. And when things do percolate within, finding a quick release, finding a way to transmute it, to direct it, right? Dancing, jogging, stretching, running, jumping, clapping, hugging a tree, going for a walk, singing a song, going for a bike ride. I don't know, whatever works, right? But this is the acknowledgement that you stand between what you choose to engage with. You are the tipping point. You are the central axes of experience. Your awareness, your ownership of this. That is your magic. That is your fuel. That is what propels you. That is what turns the wheel in your favor. Okay? Beautiful. I mean, I don't even know where to put that. It's just everywhere. Yeah. This is it. This is your power. This is part of your sovereignty. Your free will, right? There's a reason why free will, there's a thing about free will. Google it if you got it, right? Because we can choose. We can choose how long we feel a thing. We can choose what we look at. We can choose what we engage with. Yes. It's funny because I had a false start this morning. The card that came up was discernment. And I still have not discernment, discrimination. And I still have a weird connotation with that. Discrimination has always only ever been used, in my experience, with negative connotations, right? Where you are turning your back upon a thing. But now I am seeing, I told Spirit, I'm like, this is too hard for me to maneuver because the word trips me up every time I look at it. So I'm like, let's try again, right? So we start again. But now through this reading, I'm seeing what Spirit wanted me to discuss, right? This discrimination. It's your discernment based on information, right? You know what it feels like to choose to focus on what feels awful. You know what that feels like. You know what it does to your nervous system. You know what it feels like to focus on something that feels good. And to discriminate is, in this case, is to mindfully choose to feel good over to not feel good. Yes? Yes. Okay. Let's get the faith folk to chime in here. Okay, because there's beautiful things. This is something you are going to master once you get into this flow state, or you are, right? In process. This is timeless, multidimensional messages, right? Past, present, and future either is going to happen, is happening, or will happen. And this is, we're in it now, right? We're in it now. This is what is happening. You are stepping fully into your magic and sovereignty, claiming your sovereignty by claiming your free will, owning and acknowledging your ability to choose what for yourself. Okay, this is what you're lining up with. This is all attached to this. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay. We've got Sylvanus. Wow. There's a lot going on in this card. Cool. It's giving me like Valkyrie vibes. And the sword, this courage. I want to say discrimination. I mean, discernment. Now I don't know. Now I'm all over with the discrimination and the discernment. Okay. A 34. Truth cutting through deception and clarity. Beautiful. Okay. It is the mask of truth. Very cool. At this time, you are discovering new truths about yourself. They are essential for you to know in order to create relationships based on mutual respect, affection, and trust. These things can only work if we see ourselves and others as we are. Currently, Both fairy and this world are functioning as a giant mirror in which we see ourselves in many surprising ways. People tend to dread this because we assume that we are worse than we think we are. But this is far from necessarily true. Now is a time for finding out the false and misleading beliefs you have accepted and discovering that you are a better person than you thought and have the potential to accomplish more than you believed you could. If someone says you are better or simply different than you think you are, don't automatically reject this. Think it over carefully. You have more to give and more to enjoy than you have been giving yourself credit for. Beautiful. Yeah, you've come a long way. You've come a long way. Even the getting to a place where you can self-reflect is huge, right? There's a lot of people out in this world that are still caught in reactionary mode, who are still allowing others access to their strings, right? They are being pulled, prodded, manipulated emotionally through their circumstances and their experiences. The fact that you stop, check in, how does that feel? How do I want to react? What's going to serve me best and then them best, right? Through kindness, through truth, through compassion, through the mirroring process. This is huge. This is huge. Okay. And then you build momentum. Then you start to actively choose and engage, right? First, it's like, oh, that thing that I did, you know, and then it's like, oh, I'm about to do that thing. And then it's like, that thing's nowhere in sight anymore, right? This is process, progress. Yes, yes, okay. And then blank, and then blankety blank, okay. So that is beautiful, yes. And with people too, right? If you're talking with somebody and they start to tell you a story that the intention, whether they're aware of it or not, is to make you upset, or right? It's like, oh, something awful happened to me on my way here, or I witnessed a thing. That's what it is. I witnessed a thing about something else somewhere else that made me feel awful, and I want to tell you about it. And you're like, no thanks. I don't want to know. I don't need to know, right? This is part of your discernment. This is you discriminating. I discriminate against sharing information that just makes a person feel awful. You know, those conversations where they're just like, oh, I saw something super sad. Here, let me describe it for you in detail until I make you cry. And you're like, no, thank you. I had a friend was trying to telling me about her father going through some like a skin cancer thing, and she wanted, and he made it out okay. He got to the other side, everything's good, but she wanted to show me the pictures of what it looked like when it was bad. And I'm like, no, thank you. I don't need to see that. And she's like, no, like she it was part of her story, right? And I'm like, I don't need to have that image in my mind. It's not going to serve anybody, right? Except to make me grossed out, right? I don't want to be grossed out. I mean, that's just an example, but we have normalized in the past only sharing things if it's disturbing or awful. I don't know why we started that. I don't know why we started that, because let's normalize sharing good things and then we can celebrate together, right? This beautiful thing happened to me. That's amazing. And then we're making somebody else feel better, right? Of course, you're going to have those people who, where you're like, this awful thing happened to me. And then the person's like, well, to make you feel better, this even worse thing happened to me. Like, let's flip that and instead be like, this gorgeous thing happened to me. That's amazing. Something gorgeous like that happened to me too. Yay, look at us. We're amazing, right? We're feeling the love. We're spreading the love. We're holding the love. Okay. So we've got 2 cards from the crystals. And we've got winds of change, cleansing, movement, and change. Weren't we talking about that? Oh yes, Laguz, change is the only constant. The winds of change are blowing and are a catalyst for personal growth. Change drives your natural development at the deepest level of your being. Without it, nothing would evolve. Yeah. The choice to willingly accept new experiences can be challenging. Often, change may bring about feelings of uncertainty and can lead to negative emotions. The opportunity for change always exists. It is your choice whether to continue repeating similar experiences or to create new ones. Welcome change in a relaxed manner and invite it into your life. You will be amazed at how quickly manifestations appear as you trust in the universe and allow change to flow. Beautiful. You are connected to the source of universal love and are deeply honored for your journey. Yeah, this is how movements start, right? It starts with one, and then few, and then many. When we flip the switch, when we normalize love, when we celebrate each other, each other's wins, right? And freedom. Beautiful. From the beginning of your life, choice, empowerment, and change. From the beginning of your life, you learn by interacting with the environment around you. These interactions with the people, places, and events in your life have shaped your understandings and perceptions. Your emotions have been created by a lifetime of experience and often respond unconsciously to external events. This can create a challenge for lasting inner peace. Beautiful. You are guided to carefully select the thoughts and emotions you empower as they define the quality of your experience. Allow feelings of appreciation, gratitude, and love to replace any unhealthy thoughts in your mind. Embrace the freedom of living in the present moment and transcend your conditioned emotional responses by connecting with the source of universal love. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Full circle, tied in. Yes. Yes. All that and a bag of chips. Okay. Let's just do some charms. Just a couple. Okay. Okay, see what I mean? Gorgeous. Yes. Okay, yes, your transformation is happening, is complete. You're flying, and your wing fluttering is turning the wheel in your favor. We've got this tree of abundance with the cat hair. Okay, yes. They're everywhere. Okay. Tree of abundance. Okay, your solid grounding and your fruition, I want to say. We also have the spider. Okay, this is your web that your self-care web. This is your navigator. You're checking in with self, right? How is this making me feel? And do I want to continue? Do I want to pick it up? Do I want to engage? Okay, we've got a star, a wish. Okay, and we've got quality. Yes, you are choosing, you are taking charge of the quality of your life by being conscious, active, and mindful in what you choose, what you feel, what you consider, what you allow, what you take in. Okay, and there's a beautiful togetherness, this balance, this possibility, this successful relationships, because you are both able to be in love and celebrate each other. And by both, I mean you and another in all your personal relationships, right? You're no longer sharing the worst things and making all your friends sad and upset, right? Yes. Okay. Love and appreciate you. That's what I have for you. I hope you take it and make it something gorgeous. At the very least, empower yourself to be mindful and aware of what and how you flow and where. Okay? See you next time. Bye for now.